Whalawhalahi atu hane e tau walatala tutupu ke lata moe lau taongo niwe ke hao nei. Koe pongi a hua ne whakahoko e taha whakawhirianga ke lata moe tohiole ne kua tuku atu ai ke whakawhirianga tokolunga niwe ke lata moe tau kumkumianga ke puhala ko whakahua e virianga mai ko tofa e ke pole maanga kutoi. Ke hao hong whamaui a pelena ne whakahoko e to virianga lehe motu moe vihua e to numela ke lata moe maanga nei. Ne mai ke he taki lohi tau virianga ke whangahuai e taha tau seanga ke mai ke moa mo whiwhiri ai e kotofa i ke pule hatoi. Ko ia ne ko tuku atu e tohi oale ke whaikumkumianga ko tangata ne ko whakatui hingoa whoki mai no whako toi ko mokailini waha. Ko no whatu i ki whakawhiri ko Patrick Savage mai New Zealand mai matutaki mai ki tau pohala telefoni kai whakakis mana tolo tolu ko lau ia tonu ke tohi oale ke whahingoa whakawhiri. Nā kai la whai whakausianga ia ke whekau nei, ha ko whai mga ko tuku atu ai ke iki whakawhiri ke ononua atu ke he tau whakakisianga ko moa mai he te whahineua. Ko tuku atu whoki tā mga aho ke mai ke tau loia he whakatuwhono ke tau ia atu mai tohe e tau whakakisianga ke kisikisi i ke whakawhiri ki ai he aho pungpungi. Ne pehe mai e tahu kui mai he whahingo whakawhiri me fufo kele kele, amana ki tau whai whakakisianga ke whakawhirianga nei ke he whahi tapuka hau, koe whewhe whiwhirianga mai whakausianga ke lata mai no whai ke pule hatoi. Koe kau taha nele veki atu ke tau tangata e waewa kua muna ki tuelo tolu ke lata mai ta wheua langa piskanta huli he motu. Koe taha na puhala nei ke whakahohua ki tau tangata e waewa ke o mai ke he motu, koe whakamau tuai ke whakahokuai e langa Rally on the Rock ke hango fua aho ua ia uni, koe aho o kiokia ia ke whakamuna tuai aho whanau e patu i kwhiwhine koe Elisabetta. Koe langa ke uaki, koe langa viko he motu to whakahoko e aho lotu, aho whai ia uni, koe langa Rally on the Rock to langa i ke he tau halavao ka mata mai mtolau ki la kepa, tuapa ma kefo alofi ha kupu ma vasele. Koe langa veveheanga nei, koe ono e veveheanga he katosi, koe tautu la ka mawhisi, he osi koe toia ka ute fōfō ni we Rally on the Rock champion, tau ua whehong whawha, kua whiawhia whoki kau taha nei ke whakahoho, he tau toa langa piskata hul, he motu, ke palea kua tu ke whewa nei, mai ka mata ke whakaako i mga aho nei, kai ua nonofo, ke hoko aho to whakamangamaka laia, koe tau toa mai he tau motu kehe, hane whai holo hake ki lunga e tokolonga, sia muna ki whoki ni he tau nei ke umuhake, ki lunga e tokolonga, he tau whuata, ka palea kua tu ke tau whewa langa piskala nei, he motu. Falafel, you're listening into Radio Sunshine's News Bulletin for today. The Niuean High Court proceeding into the petition of inquiry regarding the conduct of the election of the member for the new assembly for the village of Toi was held on Tuesday morning, with a decision yet to be released. The general elections on the 12th of April returned with a tie for the village of Toi that resulted in additional measures carried out by the electoral officials to determine the successful candidate. Since then, a petition has been lodged with the Niuean High Court by candidate Mkhalini Vaha and 5 electors on the Toi electoral roll. Chief Justice Judge Patrick Savage presided over the case from chambers of the Maori Land Courts in New Zealand, whilst parties in New Zealand conducted their case at the Department of Justice by way of teleconference. A ruling has not been reached as the judge takes time to consider arguments and deliver a decision. However, according to Justice, government's lawyers have been given until Friday to put forward a submission from government. A final decision and outcome for the petition of inquiry is most likely to be received next week. Niue Tourism is gearing up once again for one of the key events for this year, the Niue Rally on the Rock and Niue Round the Island Race, to be held in June. The other popular event is the Niue Rockman, which will be held later in the year. The Rally on the Rock event is done in 6 stages in mainly covered bush tracks between Mutalau, Lakepa, Tuapa, Makefu, Alofi, Hakupu and Avasele. The time for each cyclist is recorded for each stage, and the fastest time will win the event. This year's event will be held on Monday the 2nd of June, which is Queen's birthday weekend, and the Niue Round the Island race on Wednesday the 4th of June. Niue Tourism is challenging the local athletes to enter the event and to start training now and not wait until the last minute. The number of overseas riders taking part in this event has increased every year, and they're looking forward for another record number of riders this year. Now looking at our news stories from the region, the proposed vice president of the proposed Fiji First Party, BJ Prasad, has stepped down from the position, citing a criminal charge and conviction as the reason. Prasad said he did not disclose the information earlier because under the Rehabilitation of Offenders Irrelevant Act 1997, records after 10 years are expunged. Prasad was convicted of larceny by servant and sentenced to 3 years imprisonment in 1982 in relation to the theft of 20,000 Fijian dollars during his tenure as a movement controller with Air Terminal Services. Meanwhile, Fiji Labour Party leader Mahendra Chaudhry's lawyer has filed an appeal against his sentencing and conviction in the Fiji Court of Appeal in Suva. Chaudhry's lawyer Anand Singh confirmed to FBC News that an application was filed following instructions from his clients. Chaudhry was fined 2 million Fijian dollars for breaching the Exchange Control Act. Singh adds he will file a motion for stay on the judgment, conviction and sentence. With this year expected to mark a historic year for Fiji heading into democratic elections in September, the country relations with the international community will become even more important. And being Fiji's window to the world, it is only right that the Foreign Affairs Ministry undergo a review on the work they're doing. This week, the deputy heads of 18 of the foreign missions gathered at the Old Parliament in Suva to fine-tune their services. The 4 days meets will also be a chance for discussions on further assistance for the elections. Fiji also continues to extend its reach to the Northern Hemisphere and the Pacific. Save the Children in Solomon Islands says it's disappointed with the low level of funding coming in after last month's flood. It says the immense amount of rain that fell on Guadalcanal resulted in the country's worst ever disaster. The agency's logistics and emergency manager, Graham Kenner, says the scale of the destruction is huge, with people losing homes, relatives and livelihoods. He says 8,000 people are still living in evacuation camps in Honiara. He says more relief is desperately needed as supplies of tarpaulins and buckets are starting to run out. Save the Children's Graham Kenner says some bridges are still out, so equipment is being taken by boat to people in need. Australian Foreign Minister Julie Bishop will discuss a range of issues with Papua New Guinea ministers and the business community during her visit to PNG this week. Minister for Immigration and Border Protection Scott Morrison will participate in a monthly joint ministerial forum meeting to discuss implementation of the regional resettlement arrangement with PNG counterparts. The signing of a memorandum of understanding with PNG's National Department of Education will underscore Australia's support for its rugby league program in primary schools across PNG. The program aims to improve education and health outcomes and promote equal participation in the popular sport by young girls and boys. Putting fresh products onto supermarket shelves in other countries is a major challenge, said Annalise Strigwick, an independent consultant who evaluated Tonga's progress under the Pacific Horticultural and Agricultural Market Access Program. Annalise was in Nuku'alofa meeting national program coordinators from 5 countries: Tonga, Fiji, Samoa, Solomon Islands and Vanuatu. They looked at what Tonga's Market Access Working Group has been doing right and how they are step-by-step creating opportunities for a new era of export farming in Tonga and the region. Tonga's Market Access Working Group has 9 members, including leaders from the industry and Tonga's relevant ministries who meet regularly. A short list of 4 nominees, 1 Englishman, 1 Fijian, 1 New Zealander and 1 South African, has been unveiled for the 2014 IRB Sevens Player of the Year Award in association with HSBC, ahead of the final round of the 2013 to 2014 HSBC 7 World Series in London. Kyle Brown from South Africa, Tim Mickelson, New Zealand, Tom Mitchell from England and Samisoni Viriviri from Fiji have been nominated for the award. The outstanding quartet were voted by the management teams of the 15 core sides who compete at all 9 rounds of the World Series. The winner will be announced at a function following the final round of the series, the Marriott London Sevens at Twickenham on the 10th to the 11th of May. And a new report by aid agency Save the Children estimates that 5 women die each day during childbirth in Papua New Guinea. The London-based charity released its annual State of the World's Mothers report this week, revealing the best and worst countries for mothers. The report found PNG was one of the toughest places to be a mother, ranking 164th out of 173 countries. The figures go against an international trend where the number of women dying of complications during pregnancy have dropped, including in East Timor. While remoteness and distance are reasons women don't go to health centres, Dr. Kirby says there are other significant factors at play, and for its 15th report, Save the Children ranked countries based on risk of maternal death, educational status, economic achievement, political status, and under 5 mortality rate. Those are our news stories from the region and our local news bulletin here on Radio Sunshine for today.